Well, get ready, everyone. Take off your pants. It's just smug. Well, we're here, and you know what we're here for. We're going to talk everything that happened at E3. I'm going to try not to miss anything, anything that matters at least. Sorry, my boom is incredibly squeaky. I need to put some lubricant or oil on it or something. Like, it's starting to really annoy me. I mean, it's a cheap one. That's what happens when you go cheap. It just wears off real quick, but we'll do with what we got. It's a good boom though. And yeah, that's all. So I'll see you now. Okay. So, I mean, there was some pretty good things shown at E3 this year. I think it was a fairly solid E3. Well, especially for me, because I was at the show myself, and I was able to experience the whole show floor and everything, so that was cool. But in terms of the presentations and that, it was fairly decent. There were some weak shows, and there were some, like, really decent shows. Microsoft, I mean, although they didn't have a show floor, anything on the show floor, and that was a bit disappointing. Not that they really had anything to play, because everything that they have exclusive-wise is way in the future. It's not happening anytime soon. So, as much as it's cool to see all the new games coming for the Xbox and Windows 10, there's nothing coming soon. You got Crackdown 3. You know, the thing about that is I should have released last year, or probably the year before, and the year before. It wasn't as a long time ago. That should have released by now, so that shouldn't even be considered for anything. That game is delayed too many times, the hype is gone. They have Terry Crews. All they're doing is having Terry Crews to sort of hype the game up. They're not trying to show what's unique about the game. All they're showing is, hey, look, here's Terry Crews, buy the game. It's not enough incentive. The game doesn't look that good. All I'm seeing is just shit being blown up. So yeah, that's my opinion about Crackdown 3. Probably not going to talk about that anymore. Should have released by now. I don't know what your opinions are about it. I don't know if you're a Crackdown fan or what. Tell me what you think about how they're treating Crackdown. I personally think they're treating this game as a disservice. So yeah, that's my opinion on Crackdown 3. I mean, I've got my own video separately. I went live right after the Xbox briefing, because at the time, that's when I had time, and then the rest of the week I was sort of busy. I was on a holiday at the time, so I was like tired as shit because of all the jet lag, and also like just going around the areas of LA and stuff. It's just I was just tired, you know. But it's over. We're here. I'm home back in Australia. So I can sort of get back to video routines or whatever. And it feels good to have like my internet back, my powerful computer back. It just feels good to just stay at home. Because, I mean, let me tell you, LA is just... It's not that fucking nice. It's... Especially Hollywood. That was a waste of time. I went to the so-called exciting boardwalk, and okay, big deal, there's stars on the ground, everything else is trash. There's homeless people literally sitting in their own filth. I'm not gonna call them cunts or whatever, but I'm not trying to be rude about homeless people. Like, obviously they need a break, but I mean, not all homeless people are innocent, you know. I'm not going to get into that. That's a bit too political, and this isn't what it's about. But, I mean, I just want to talk about my experience, at least, being in LA and in the USA for the first time. And yeah, I'm gonna be probably critical on at least LA itself, not about the US country, but I mean the people you sort of meet, and that they're not they're not very nice, eh? You can tell when someone dislikes their job and sort of enjoys their job somewhat. Their attitude toward you is just like, well, it's I don't give a fuck about you, so I'm gonna sort of shun you away. Even when you go into the airport at customs, they don't talk to you. They're just, okay, the guy calls you over to sort of, show your identity and stuff. He just goes, I'm like, fucking what? Talk. It's either they're really loud or they're just like fucking, they don't want to talk to you or let you know about anything. They'll be like, go. And also, the area I was in, there's just like Hispanics everywhere. Like nobody speaks English, and that was probably the biggest surprise to me. There was Mexicans and Hispanics everywhere. You couldn't talk to anybody. There was very few people who spoke fluent English, and I guess that was a problem. But that's a whole I don't know how the whole immigrants work in the US and that. It looks actually quite serious, like how many illegal immigrants are in the US, and I didn't realize that until I actually went. So yeah, that's something an experience that I now know about the area, or the downtown area of LA. But the main city where the convention center was, that was nice. That was pretty much the only nice place that I was at. Traffic is crazy, absolutely insane. I took a taxi pretty much everywhere I went. Nobody indicates. Not even the taxi driver I was with. None of the taxi drivers I was with. Nobody indicates. It's absolute chaos. And I'm surprised I didn't see any accidents happen. Like, it was fucking crazy. But yeah, they're like, it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be. Like, it's a bit like, whoa, this isn't exactly the most enjoyable place to be. But regardless, it was finally like, I finally got to see the American culture of. I mean, there's nice people, of course. Like, I'm not shitting on everyone that's there. There's always going to be nice people. I mean, there's a lot of like not very nice people. I'm not racist. Talking about the Mexicans and that. I'm just saying there's a lot of them. There is a lot of people that do not speak English. So yeah, communication was a bit hard. Even with the fluent English speaking people, they just sort of don't give a fuck. That's the sort of attitude. But anyway, I don't know, you go ahead, dislike the video now if you're from LA. I don't know what your experiences are in that area, but like, yeah, so it's around the downtown area, middle of downtown where the skyscrapers are and that. I mean, that's cool. That's a nice place. Around it, yeah, no, don't want to go there again. But E3 itself was a great experience. E3 was obviously the highlight. I was there for only a week, and I'm glad I wasn't there for longer. I mostly just like lounged around most of the time at the hotel, and then E3. Was a good experience regardless of how many games I got to play at E3. It was still a great experience to see all the booths and that, all the setup. It was just, it's something I've never seen before, especially in Australia. They don't have gaming conventions or anything. They have the EB Games Expo. That's just like a really, really weak version of E3. So it's nothing. All you do is play like indie games at that, and they bring some of the demos from E3, and it's not really a good experience. Yeah, so you don't see gaming expos in Australia. It's that simple. But it does feel good to sort of. It makes me appreciate this country a lot more. Just because of how sort of clean it is, and I feel like it's a bit more formal. But yeah, it does. I like makes me appreciate the area I live in, regardless of how bad the internet is and the time zone compared to US, because I want to upload videos and that on a good time, because at the moment, it's midday, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is like the best time to sort of put videos out, do live streams, because it's like nighttime in US and that, I think, but anyway, I could be wrong. But yeah, because I'm like 17 hours ahead of most states or whatever in US. But regardless, I think the job is it's enough. I mean, it's a very stable country. We've got free healthcare. That is something I can definitely brag about, regardless of how the doctors like to sort of shove you off with a lot of things. We got free healthcare, so yeah, I guess I can't complain. It's a fairly privileged country, if I do say so myself. But yeah, so that's my opinion on US, or what I've experienced in the US in LA. That's enough about that. So I guess I'll go right into E3. Obviously, it was really cool to see the booths and that. Nintendo always have a fantastic setup. They got this massive, massive wide screen. I mean, you've seen it on the Treehouse. It is something to be seen in person. Seeing everyone playing Smash, they got it right on the big screen. It's brilliant. I didn't get to play Smash. They didn't give me an invite, which is like, and you have to line up like for 4 fucking hours to play it for like 2 matches. I don't think so. So I mean, I can easily wait until December. It's really Smash at the end of the day. I wouldn't have been able to experience like none of the things I wanted to. I might have played as Link maybe, or Inkling, because new characters. Link is, I think he's half new or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I missed out on Smash. That's not a big deal to me. I'm gonna enjoy Smash regardless. It's something I don't need to play at E3, because I sort of just want to understand the mechanics. All the in-depth mechanics, and that's what mostly I want to see. I mean, they did a good job explaining it on the presentation, Nintendo's Direct, and that was a good Smash Direct. Not the best presentation in general in terms of announcements, but they did show off DLC for Xenoblade, which is that's a sort of tie between Breath of the Wild as my favorite game, Xenoblade 2. So oh shit, when did you get it? I haven't been looking at the chat, so how's it going, Pat? I mean, there's nothing crazy to be jealous about. Like, it was a cool experience. I'm trying to like shift between Discord and the chat in general, and it's a bit like, ooh, too much things to handle at once. What was I talking about? Smash looks very promising, and you know, I'm excited that they showed a Fire Emblem. They finally showed Fire Emblem, which is, oh my god! Even though it's next year, not a big deal. I mean, it looks great from what I can see from everything they showed. It looks absolutely phenomenal, and I think it's going to be like one of the best Fire Emblems, if not the best Fire Emblem game that is appearing on the Nintendo Switch and previous titles and that. So yeah, I can't say too much about Fire Emblem, but it looks freaking great. So yeah, Fire Emblem obviously looks good. So I'm not sure what's going on with the DLC for Xenoblade. From what I can see, it looks like a standalone title. Yeah, sure, I'll do a video. Just let me know when. Even though I'm going to discuss everything right now about my impressions and that, I'm always welcome to talk about E3 as much as possible because I fucking love it. I might get demonetized, but YouTube don't give me money anymore, of course, because, you know, let's fuck the low subscriber guys, you know. Let's not give them money. Let's hog all the money ourselves. Man, I'm so sick of YouTube. That's why I'm trying to go like streaming on Twitch. I'm trying to get like something full-time going on that. Twitch is so much more reliable in terms of making money, and I'm not doing this to make money. It's something I'm passionate about, and if I could do something like make videos or play video games on Twitch for a living, I mean, that would just, I'll be happy for the rest of my life, to be honest. Like, that would just be such a great experience to do that. As much as I love working with plants and in a nursery and that. Yeah, right. But Pat, you're on the way. You're on the way to full-time fucking YouTube. Your channel blew up at a good time, I guess. I mean, it only took you a year. So yeah, you got really lucky there. I wish I could get that luck. But I mean, it's alright. I mean, my channel's moving forward a little bit more, even though I've been sort of, you know, lazy. I've been a bit lazy uploading videos and that, but I mean, I would like to make a change at some point. So, I know my mic's working because he's responding to me and that. So that's all good. I mean, it feels good to have a new computer. I'll tell you what. I built my own computer. This thing is powerful as shit. I can play just about any PC game I want. I'm going to be playing Anthem on this at max settings. Oh my god, it's going to be so beautiful. But it does help with like making videos and that, and uploading, and my internet just got a boost. So like, I'm in a really good situation in terms of uploading, streaming. I don't actually know how good my stream looks. It's probably not that good looking. Yeah, it's pretty blurry, but who cares, whatever. I'll tell you what, okay, I'm going to talk about the games that I played. The games that I played at E3, I played 4 games. It might not sound like much, but the lines really are hectic. They sell way too many tickets. They do not care about the gamers at E3. I can tell you for sure. The event organizers don't care about the gamers. They only care about the industrymen and the VIPs and that. Gamers, they have to sit in line to play 15 minutes, 10 minutes of games. And that is, it is quite frustrating. As me, I have a massive injury to my leg in a car accident, and I mean, my leg was absolutely destroyed at the end of the day because I'm standing so much. They have carpets everywhere, very soft carpets, so it's like, oh, it was nice to sit down in line or whatever. But yeah, like the games, 3 of the games I played were really great. They were really cool. One of them, I mean, I played Spyro, but you got like no time to play Spyro. But Spyro does feel great to play. So they give you freebies as well for playing the games there. So that was a really good thing. Especially Dragon Quest 11, which feels great. That game it feels exactly like Dragon Quest. Did I just say 8? 11. Dragon Quest 11 feels exactly like 8. Plus even more because you got more characters and that. But I mean, they had the full game there, but you had 15 minutes to do whatever you want. I tried to find the big boss, but I just couldn't. I tried. But it's cool. There's a lot of things to explore in that game, and I've heard there's hundreds of hours to be played in Dragon Quest XI. Yeah, and it feels good, and I got a free shirt for playing it, so that was cool. And the 2 games that were really cool, Rage 2. I played Rage 2. That feels like Doom. But, like, just you're in a wasteland. Obviously, like, you can see the setting. It's like Doom, but you're not versing demons. And it feels great. It is one of the best shooters I think I've played in 15 minutes. And I didn't even have to line up for that because you make an appointment at Bethesda's booth. And, yeah, so I made the appointment, and I headed straight there. And I played Rage 2. And that was really cool. That was intense gameplay. The gameplay was absolutely intense. Yeah, and there's like, you get superpowers and everything. It's like, oh, when that game drops, man, I'm gonna go hard on that game. That is a game. That is definitely a good game from Bethesda. They got, I mean, it's the same team who makes Doom, and they're obviously making the next Doom as their next project. Obviously, you can tell that they've added the shooting mechanics from Doom. So yeah. You can't really go wrong. It's intense. It's great. Can't wait for that. And the best game I played was definitely Pokemon. I played Pokemon with the Pokeball Plus. It was a really funny experience with Pokemon. So, first of all, the queue was always clogged up and full. No one could ever get in the queue, and I was sort of hanging around the queue trying to get in at some point. And it's like, well, come back 15 minutes later, come back 20 minutes later. It's still full every time, yeah? So, we're hanging, I was with my dad at the time. Just spending, Dad wanted to come to LA and spend quality time together. And, I mean, he didn't play anything. He just sort of hung around. He wanted to. But that's cool. I definitely didn't want to go to US by myself. That is for sure. Don't want to go by myself, ever. But yeah, like, we're hanging around the Pokemon line at some point trying to sneak in. And, like, this guy who's, like, the boss of the lines or whatever, like, he's hanging around. I got my crutch with me, so I'm sort of hanging around, standing around the place with my crutch, trying to hop in the line. And this guy comes up, an official guy. He's like, "Hey, you trying to get in the Pokemon line?" I mean, yeah. I can't get in. And obviously I'm on my crutch. He sort of has sympathy for me, I guess. And he's like, "Well, the line is, it's 3 hours long if you get in." I'm like, "What? Just 3 hours? Who's gonna wait 3 hours?" Like, everyone waited 3 hours. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, 3 hour long line to play 15 minutes of Pokemon. So he's like, "Yep, come with me." And okay, so he brought us right to the front of the line. So I didn't have to wait to get into the line. I didn't have to wait to get to the end of the line. He just took us straight to the front of the line, and as soon as there was a spot available, boom, I was playing the game. That was amazing in of itself. It was so great to play Pokemon. I thought I was never going to play Pokemon. So yeah, and every single system that they had people playing on, they had an instructor. Not that I needed one, but like, it was cool of them to sort of interact with you in that. And I had a hottie with me, so yeah, that was kind of cool. And we used the Pokeball Plus, right? The game feels twice as good with Pokemon Plus. I mean, if you're getting Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, I absolutely recommend getting it with the Pokeball Plus because it feels really fun. If you're not looking for fun, why are you playing Pokemon, first of all? You might be disappointed about the whole catching mechanics in that. It's only wild Pokemon at the end of the day. Obviously, everything levels up super quick. Every catch, every kill, your whole party gets XP. So, like, the game is easier, of course. You can tell just by watching the demo in the treehouse. Yeah, the catching mechanics is almost. Yeah, I had a pretty cool booth babe. Yeah, she also added to the experience. No, the Pokeball Plus really is cool. Like, when you catch a Pokemon, it makes sounds. You couldn't hear it because it's so loud. But when you catch it, you can put it up to your ear because obviously you can't hear it while it's over here or something, you know, because there's too much noise going around. But you put it up to your ear, you can hear the Pokeball wiggle, 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 catch, and once it catches, you can hear the Pokemon's cry coming from it. Every Pokemon cry in the game is in the Pokeball Plus. It really is cool. This game is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I cannot wait. This is probably my most anticipated game, like almost every Pokemon game, except for Ultra Sun and Moon. That was some grade A trash. Yeah, I can't wait. They gave you a stress ball, a Pokeball stress ball up for doing the thing. But yeah, like, Pokeball Plus feels great. It's pretty much, there's a little button on the top of it, on the red part of it, and that's pretty much your B button, menu button, and it was funny. So I got into the menu, and I'm like, I was going deep into the menu, and she's like, she's like, "No, you can't go into the menu, you can't go into the menu." And I went too deep into the menu, and she pulled the cart out. I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "No, Man, we don't want the Nintendo Ninjas watching. I'm like, oh, okay, I see. Even though they showed us the menu on the Treehouse demo, they don't want us to go into the menus to see anything. And because I had no idea that she didn't say, oh, you can't go into the menus at all. And all I wanted to do was go into the menu and switch up Pokemon, because I wanted to see how Eevee played in that. They're in your party. It's just to show that they all level up when you catch Pokemon. But you can only use Pikachu, who has Double Kick, which is really new to Pikachu actually. And Pikachu has potential buffs, and I'll talk about that in another video. I want to discuss that. A lot of potential metagame stuff of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Yeah. I'm getting Eevee. I'm going to be playing. I'm getting both games, but I'm going to be playing Eevee when I initially played the game. But yeah, so she's and she didn't say to not go into the menu, so I went to the menu the next time. She got the game booted up, and she's like, "No, you can't go in the menu." So I can't go into the menu. Period. No menus at all. So you can't pause the game at all. You just have to keep playing. And she was saying, well, the rarest Pokemon is Butterfree, and next is Pikachu. So I managed to encounter a Butterfree, and I got into the fight, and I caught it. So that was cool. I caught the rarest Pokemon in Viridian Forest. That was cool, and I caught a bunch of other stuff. So catching feels, because you got the Pokeball Plus, it feels better than, you know, playing on your damn phone. Look at this. This thing is about 5 years old. iPhone 5. I got a massive brick case on it, but I tell you what, if it can survive a car crash, this case can survive anything. It's immortal, this phone. Pokemon Go does not feel good. I played about, maybe half an hour of Pokemon Go overall. I had to put the game down. I couldn't play Pokemon Go, but it's got the same sort of mechanics of Pokemon Go. Obviously not going around collecting Pokeballs. It's a lot more streamlined and properly introduced as a Pokemon title. So overall, it's better than Pokemon Go. The catching mechanics feel great. I can't praise this game enough. Even though, I mean, the trainer battles feel the same. From what I can see, it's easier. They lowered the levels dramatically from what I can see from Fire Red and Leaf Green, because I've played those games over and over and over again, just like almost every Pokemon game. I've played these games so many times, repeatedly. And I know these games like the back of my hand. Not so much Yellow. I've beaten Yellow a long time ago, and I haven't touched that game again ever since. So I might do a Yellow playthrough before this game releases. Just to sort of see the differences. Obviously, there's massive differences, gameplay-wise, but like in terms of the environment and that, I just want to see. Oh man, I feel like I've talked for half an hour about Pokemon. Like, game looks absolutely phenomenal. Like, words can't describe how great this game is going to be. So yeah, and this is gonna make the Switch sell like absolute crazy. So, all things are going well for Nintendo. Didn't have to do much showing off of stuff. I mean, they've got four great games. Okay, sort of. I mean, Xenoblade's DLC. They got the Demon X Machina, I think that's what it's called, the mech game. That actually looks really decent. That looks really damn decent. So yeah, I mean, if you consider that like a great game, well, that's a game that's on your list. I'm forgetting about Mario Party, duh. Mario Party, what else did they announce? I mean, for like the small amount of time they announced titles in the direct at the start was enough to fill a show. And you know what? They knew they didn't need to fill a show, and they just thought, well, boom, we're going to show you a bunch of Smash stuff. And Smash, obviously, I mean, I can't even like, oh, pardon me. I can't even describe how well they've handled Smash. Sakurai, you know, as much as he talks about how he's sick of doing Smash or whatever, his attitude or whatever, he always has a passion for Smash Bros. And he delivered. He added every single fighter in the game. And I think I'm going to try and main some underappreciated fighters. I'm going to attempt to main Pichu. As at least a secondary. I don't think Pichu is going to get too much love, and that's why I want to try out Pichu. And I think Falco is always going to be my main. I can't really step away from Falco. I just love using Falco so much. Yeah, they've made so many changes and buffs to each character, and they're still adding clones. I mean, they could have improved the clones a little bit, but they chose not to. They still got time, and it was funny when Sakurai. Yeah, I went to the Invitational, right? I should have. Everyone lined up early. Like, I went there when. So I was watching the live stream in the hotel, and I thought, well, Splatoon's on, so Invitational's gonna start soon. I'm just gonna head to the Belasco Theater so I can go and watch it live. And they're like, well, no, capacity is full. So it turns out everybody lined up super early in the day. So yeah, that was a bit of a disappointment, but we ended up just walking down to the convention center and just went to E3 because it was just about to start. Not a big deal, wasn't that hype of a tournament anyway. 0-1, of course. I hope that man comes out of retirement. I can't believe he retired. Like, why would you retire? Yeah, what are you like 50 years old or something? Why would you retire? You're not even 30 years old. It makes no sense. But, you know, Zero's approach on video games, it's very questionable to me, but I love him as a player. So he better come back and not retire like a fucking fool. But yeah, the metagame of Smash Bros. Is starting to look really clean. It's looking absolutely clean, and I can't wait to watch all the tournaments that are going to happen, because there's so many characters, there's so many potential players that can main different characters. And yeah, Smash just looks like it's going to be the most phenomenal Smash ever. They've brought back wave dashing in a way where you're hindered by using it too much, which I think is really cool. It adds some balancing. It's not, okay, you're not going to spam this, spam this, spam this. You can't roll around everywhere. The one thing that I hated most about Smash was just people rolling around everywhere, and they're fixing that finally. So there's going to be some, you're actually going to have to play it properly this time. But yeah, got to get back in the dojo when that drops, and that's gonna be great. I mean, I've spent all this time just talking about the demos and Nintendo. I haven't even gone to Sony or Microsoft, and I'm still gonna talk about them. Yeah, Nintendo I feel like they did a great job, even though they focused 80% on Smash Bros. They came with the goods, and I'm not complaining. Very good. And the thing about Nintendo is, they can show as little as possible at E3, and yet they can still announce stuff throughout the year. Okay, so we saw no Metroid. People are probably upset about that, but you know that game is still in sort of mid-development, early development, just like it probably wasn't even in development when they announced it last year. They just showed the logo, you know? Nintendo's looking great. I think I might start moving on from Nintendo. Just want to sort of think if I've missed anything about Nintendo, but overall I think I've covered it. Pokemon is a tie. It's a tie with Anthem. Anthem, as much as it looks like a great RPG open world, we didn't see much of Pokemon. That's the thing. Pokemon would have been the game of the show for me, but we didn't see anything new compared to the trailer that they showed us initially. The only thing they showed us was, well, this isn't completely as casualized as people thought, and I already knew that as a Pokemon fan. I can tell what Game Freak's up to, okay? So I guess I would pick Anthem as the top game of the show for me, because they showed so much of it, and it looks phenomenal. And it's coming out in February, which is a lot earlier than I expected. And what I'm annoyed with that is there's 2 other games releasing on the exact same day. There's Metro Exodus that comes out on the same day, which looks really good, but you know, I'm gonna wait for that because Anthem priority, of course. What's the other game? Days Gone on the PlayStation 4. So that's gonna have to wait too. I don't even know if I'm gonna get Days Gone though, so because I still have yet to see if that game is actually good or not. I saw the gameplay. It doesn't look that good. It just looks a bit monotone, to be honest. But I'm not going to shit on the game initially. I want to wait for it to release before I have a solid opinion on that. I guess Dragon Quest XI, I played that, and I already talked about that, but I can't wait for that. I'm even more hyped to play it now. And that's coming in September, on September 4th, so it's not too far away. And there's so many games coming out this year and next year, and my wallet's going to be, you know, it's going to be broken. There's so many games to go. I guess I talked about Microsoft a lot already, but I forgot to talk about Cyberpunk, so I'll talk about that, then I'll get into Sony stuff. Cyberpunk, people were very questionable about it, but there was like an squeaky mic. There was an interview about it, and also analysis in that. But during the hacker scene where they interrupted Phil Spencer, there was like a hidden text or something that hints toward you can make your own character. So there's character customization. You're not stuck with this you know, buff, bulky guy who looks like generic military man. No, you can make your own character, which automatically RPG, I'm excited about. Cyberpunk, I like the setting. It's something different, and it is confirmed to be a first-person game, or pretty much a shooter if you see all the action scenes in that. So it's yet again another shooter, but the environment and the setting of the game, it's different. It's different compared to just about any game we've played. You never see a sort of futuristic, steampunkish game like that, you know? So, and CD Projekt Red, I don't think they can go wrong. They did an amazing job with The Witcher 3, and I think they're going to do a good job with this. So, it's no release date or anything though, so we're still probably going to be waiting along, but the game is not dead. We, again, did not see Dead Island 2, so that game is still dead and never coming. I think I talked about Dying Light 2. The game looks better than the first one, and I'm sure they can make it a lot more RPG based. Yeah, the other video I did about Microsoft, I've mentioned just about everything on their games that was announced on that. And my opinion on Sekiro is even better now. Like, I was super excited when I saw it. The gameplay looks phenomenal. I mean, I was kind of disappointed because there was like an interview about it where you don't obtain weapons, you only obtain abilities, and there's no sort of RPG mechanics to it. It's just straight up, you get abilities and you play as the character. There's no character creation or anything. But the gameplay just looks so good, and I'm pretty sure FromSoft is working on something else in the future in terms of an action RPG. So this will be a great game, and it's not the last we've heard from FromSoft as an RPG, as an action RPG content creator or whatever, you know. So there's nothing to worry about. I wouldn't worry about it. So the game looks great, and play it, enjoy it, and look forward to what FromSoft has next to make. So yeah, I mean, the game, I think, well, there's no release date or anything, but I imagine it comes out early next year. I would say so, just like all their other games come out in March. Yeah, Sekiro looks great. Shadows Die Twice, and they had an awesome display. I took a picture of that. That was really cool. They had the Mad Monk or whatever. That it was like a I can't explain it, but it was a really cool lifelike display, and that was sick. And there's zombies everywhere at E3. Like, they have actor zombies everywhere. And it's hilarious. I guess I'll talk about Sony. I mean, as much as I was quite disappointed in Sony, there was a few games that they had to show that was really interesting. Spider-Man, of course, but we already know about Spider-Man. They showed gameplay last year, and it looks relatively the same. And they've got a bunch of Spider-Man arch nemesises in that introduced. So I think Spider-Man has a lot to offer. And that game looks like it's well done, except for the combat. In my opinion, the combat looks a little bit too much like Batman, which I'm kind of I'm sick of that sort of combat, because I know Warner Bros has no implementation in making this, but it looks very copy and pasty to me. We'll have to see how it goes, but I'm not a fan of that combat style in gameplay. That's sort of the reason why Mad Max kind of disappointed me a little bit. Like, the game had a lot of things going for it. The game is great overall. There's a lot of things to do in it, but the base fighting gameplay is just like, well, this is Batman all over again. Yeah, so Spider-Man, it does look solid. I was going to line up for it, but the queue looked absolutely huge, and I thought, well, that is a game I can wait till release. That is for sure. Or maybe bargain bin. I don't know. But I tell you what, Last of Us, I have no interest in Last of Us. I don't know what was with that lesbian scene. It made no sense. It made no actual sense, you know? I don't know how you take it or how it means anything, but it literally meant nothing. And they showed it in the tent, and then they moved to the theater. I'm like, why even bother have the showing in the tent, you know? Why? So yeah, they showed gameplay for that, and gameplay for the new Samurai, Ghost of Tsushima. I think that's how you say it. And that was pretty much all that was sort of interesting about Sony. Correct me if I'm wrong about anything else. If they didn't show anything else, they had that sort of low-budget title. I can't remember. It didn't look very good. But you have telekinetic powers or whatever. I can't remember the name. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima looks great. Not as good. It doesn't look as good as Shadows Die Twice, but it still looks like a very good samurai game. And I definitely can't wait to play that. Can't say much. All we saw was sword gameplay. The game looks beautiful, of course. Absolutely gorgeous. They're adding Japanese voice acting, and the English voice acting sounds pretty good too. So that's something I definitely can't wait to check out. Yeah, so we already know about it, so it's nothing new. They didn't announce anything new. That's all. Pretty much. Anything noteworthy, anything AAA really, okay? So yeah. I don't know where we saw Division, but Division 2 does look a lot better than the first one. First Division, I thought, like, it was cool. It was cool for about, I don't know, maybe 10 hours, and then I'm like, yeah, I want to put this game down, because it's just monotonous. Even though it's an RPG, they really didn't give you much to do, like, in terms of weaponry and stuff. All you got were automatic weapons, and I'm like, well, this isn't fun. And this Division 2 looks like there's a lot more RPG mechanics involved. There's a lot more weapons to choose from, which is definitely important. The environment looks really cool. You get snipers, you get a crossbow. I mean, crossbow automatically looks really cool. So I actually might get Division. Just because I played the first one all the way through, I might as well get Division 2, at least in the bargain bin. So I think it has a lot more to offer than the first game. The first game I thought was a disappointment. This game does look a lot more promising. I can say that for sure. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm sort of going into Ubisoft stuff now, because there's nothing much for Sony. Sony was disappointment in my opinion. I'm not going to talk about EA. They were embarrassing to watch. All they had was Anthem at the end. That was good. But yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey looks great. It looks like a great continuation of Assassin's Creed Origins. They kept the RPG mechanics, which I'm sure they'll keep for the rest of the games going on. And I wasn't really expecting it to get released this year, but it is. So yeah, it looks really solid though. You get to choose between two characters, the female protagonist and the brother. So yeah, it's a bit like Syndicate, where you have the brother and sister. I didn't play Syndicate. I haven't played the Assassin's Creed games since Black Flag. So, I mean, in terms of the mechanics of Assassin's Creed that were introduced, I don't know too much. But the broken spear of shit. I can't remember the name of the god or whatever. The broken spear of Thingo. It looks really cool. It looks like it's gonna really add some gameplay mechanics to the game, which looks really good. It's a replacement of the hidden blade. Not sure what they had in Origins. I think they had some sort of hidden blade, but Origins, I still have yet to play Origins, and I have it. I just have to get the damn thing going. But yeah, this looks really solid. I can't wait to try this out. Not so much on release date, but like later on, maybe in bargain bin. Looks really solid though. Ubisoft look like they've done a good job. It does look very copy and pasty, yeah, in terms of gameplay with Origins, but I mean, you can't go wrong because everybody, from what I hear, everybody loved Origins, and Origins does look really good. So yeah, two really good Ubisoft Assassin's Creed games back to back. So Ubisoft, I feel like they have quite a bit to offer. Also, what was it called? Starlink. I thought that was a Switch exclusive. I thought they said that in their conference, but no, it's not. The thing about Starlink, it looks really good. I see gameplay. I was on the show floor. I was watching people play it. It looked really good. Starlink definitely looks really good, and I think it's worth a pick up. I will pick it up if I do not need any of the toys. Okay, I will not play the game if I need the toys, because I don't want those toys. They don't look cool. They don't look unique in any way. I think maybe the Star Fox one is the only one worth getting, in my opinion. But definitely, game looks good. Gameplay looks really good. I feel like it's the Star Fox. It looks like a Star Fox game, to be honest. Like gameplay wise, it looks really good. But I mean, those toys, Those toys don't seem like it makes the experience much better. I think it's just a way to make a cash grab, of course, because I feel like they know the game's not going to sell very well, so they're going to rely on the toys to sort of boost the sales up and the revenue, you know. I have to see. I hope the game is playable without having to get any of the toys. Maybe I'll get the Star Fox one, because it actually did. I saw it on display, the Star Fox ship. Looks really good. It actually looks pretty damn good. But yeah, they got it does have a lot of in-depth mechanics in terms of having different captains and different ships. So yeah, it has some RPG mechanics to it to an extent. But yeah, I'll have to see how that goes in terms of actually needing the toys and that. So yeah. I'm trying to go over everything. I think I'm managing to hit everything that's important. I'm just trying to think. I think I've actually gone over just about everything that's important, really. But yeah, Metro, I don't think I've talked about Metro too much, but it looks like there's a lot of customization involved with it, which is great. There's a lot of customization with your weapons and your guns and that, so I think that game has a lot to offer in terms of first-person shooter. Metro has always had some RPG mechanics to it, like in terms of customization and gun choice and that. But this game does really look like it. There's a lot of heavy customization involved, so that makes me really exciting. And there's a lot of cool mutated monsters involved with it. So yeah, a lot of things to be excited about for that game. I think I'm going to end it off because I feel like I've been talking non-stop for the past 50 minutes, and I don't think anyone's in the Discord at the moment. No, it's another show without any calls, unfortunate. I would have liked to talk to someone about this stuff, but all the displays they had at E3 were great. It was good. It was just a good experience just to walk around all the booths just to see everything. And Nintendo was obviously the biggest and popular. They had the biggest area, and they had all the people there lining up, and that it was crazy. Everyone was walking around that area. And then you go to the other hall, which is way bigger. They had a lot more things there. And they just had... Oh, yeah, Bethesda. I didn't talk about Bethesda, the best show. Yeah, Bethesda, in my opinion, had the best show. Like, straight up. Oh, you're working. Yeah, no, definitely Bethesda, I think, had the best show. I mean, I love Bethesda games. I think Fallout is fun. And I'm obsessed with the Elder Scrolls. So they announced a new Elder Scrolls game, and I was like happy. I'm like, oh, they're not just making Elder Scrolls Online. I always thought, oh no, they're never gonna make a new Elder Scrolls, because Elder Scrolls Online is just, it's taking over the Elder Scrolls series. And no, it's not the case. They're actually making a new Elder Scrolls game, and that brings hope in fans' heart, regardless of how good it's gonna be. They haven't given up on the series. Obviously, I mean, it's their biggest selling series next to Fallout. It is their biggest selling series, sorry. But yeah, I have yet to see an analysis of the area that they showed, like what part of Tamriel that they showed. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see more information, which will be next year. We won't. I mean, Nintendo's the only one that really shows stuff mid-year. We didn't see anything about Darksiders. I just want to mention that. No Darksiders stuff. That's supposed to come out this year. Most likely going to get delayed till next year. And Fallout 76, even though they showed a teaser, like, that game looks phenomenal. I don't care if it's multiplayer. I don't care that they're sort of stripping things away just for multiplayer. The game looks like, it looks beautiful. I saw a flintlock pistol and I fell in love. I need that flintlock pistol in the game, straight up, and I'll be able to enjoy every second of gameplay. Definitely looks like there's a lot of in-depth things going on. They added nukes to it. The map is 4 times bigger than Fallout 4, which is already a humongous game as it is. So yeah, Fallout 76, multiplayer-focused game, playable solo, I think there's absolutely a lot of things to be loved. I don't care if you're not a shooter fan. Fallout series has always been very solid in terms of gameplay choice. And I think this is no different. I think Fallout 76 is going to be... It's probably going to be the best Fallout game in the series. And you will not be disappointed regardless of what gamer you are. You'll enjoy it. And I'm going to get this on PC and see if I can play with a bunch of people. That's going to be fun. Yeah, Fallout 76 looks absolutely phenomenal. Then they showed Elder Scrolls Blades. I mean, I was going to play that, but you have to sign up to some newsletter shit, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think so. But yeah, when that game drops, it's free. I might try it out. It's a mobile game, unfortunately, but they said they're going to try and bring it over to every system they can. I played Fallout Shelter on the Switch, by the way. There's not much to it besides just increasing the vault size and that. So that game is a bit lackluster, but like it's cool or whatever if you're playing on your phone or whatever, you know. What else did they announce? They showed Rage 2, yeah. They showed plenty of Rage 2. That was really cool. Rage, I can't wait for Rage. That's gonna be so good. And they announced Doom Eternal. So we got a new Doom game. So we just got so much things coming from Bethesda. They're just hard at work. I swear they're working harder than Microsoft to bring out new stuff. That's the thing. How does a separate publisher, developer... No, they're a publisher. I mean, so is Microsoft, you know. How do they release more games than Microsoft when Microsoft need these exclusives? I don't understand it. I guess that's a topic for another day, but, you know, we all know Microsoft has been screwing up in a way, you know. yeah, I mean, yeah, but Microsoft do have a lot of good things coming into the future, but nothing coming soon. I'm enjoying Sea of Thieves still. I have to get the weekly shit out of the way because the thing I hate about Sea of Thieves is they add content constantly, but this content is timed. It stays for a week and then they get rid of it. So you have to play during that week, or else you miss out on the items and stuff that you get in game, and it really does annoy me. So yeah, I got to get that out the way. I mean, it feels like a chore because I don't feel like playing Sea of Thieves at the moment. But I will be doing it. I'll probably get it done when I finish the stream, which I'm about to finish up right now. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it there. It was fun to talk about just about everything in one video. In about an hour, I managed to just pump out all my opinions. So yeah, the games I played: Rage 2, Dragon Quest XI, Pokemon, and Spyro. I'm getting Spyro, of course. Spyro, the demo was crap. Kind of. It was fun. Like, it feels very solid like original Spyro, and they've added gameplay to it. I can't say much about it because it was such a short demo. That's what I didn't like about it. It was just really short. But the gameplay feels very solid and like old Spyro games. So yeah, Spyro definitely feels amazing and it looks amazing. Yeah. So all those games I played were pretty... those 3 games I played were really good. Spyro was pretty average, even though the game looks amazing. Yeah, I think I've covered just about everything. Yeah, so make sure you subscribe if you want more gaming topics and stuff. I mean, I don't know, there's probably a lot of topics now to talk about since there's a lot of things announced about video games. But yeah, that's pretty much E3 for the year. Of course, you can come back next year and I'll be talking about more E3 because there's going to be probably even more stuff to be announced, especially with PlayStation 5 most likely getting announced near that point. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to head off. Of course, like the video, share it. That's incredibly important that you share the video. And I'll see you in the next video, of course. Bye.